Okay. Hey guys, today we are going to learn the heart, and hopefully we'll make it easy for you to learn all the definitions of the heart and how the heart functions and how the blood flows through it. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so let's break down all the parts of the heart first. Let's talk about all the veins in the heart. We have a superior vena cava. What does vena mean? Vein, right? So superior vena cava. So then we have what's the opposite of superior?
Inferior.
So we have an inferior vena cava. Do we have any other veins in the heart? Yes, what are they? They're pulmonary veins, right? So we have pulmonary means what? Lungs. How many lungs do we have? Two. So we have a right lung and a left lung. So we have a right pulmonary vein, and we have a left pulmonary vein. Okay, those are all the veins that we have in our heart. Okay, we also have, what is the job of a vein? To do what?
To bring it to the heart.
Bring blood to the heart. So our veins bring blood to the heart. Right. We'll do an arrow. Brings blood to the heart. So what brings blood away from the heart? Arteries. How many arteries do we have?
Two. Right. Two. Yeah, two. Okay. I thought it was 4.
Well, and we have a right pulmonary artery. So that means we have a what?
Left pulmonary
a left pulmonary artery. Do we have any more arteries?
No.
And they're bringing blood away from the heart. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about valves. What is the job of a valve? What does a valve do? It allows blood to go from one part of the heart to another part of the heart. So let's talk about the different valves we have. We have a tricuspid. What does the word tri mean? Three. So it's going to have 3 parts. We have a bicuspid, which means two. We have 2 more. What are they? What are the 2 valves? Put me on pause. And we're back. Okay, so we have the aortic valve, and then we have the pulmonary, which means what? Pulmonary means lung. The pulmonary semilunar valve. How many valves do we have?
4.
4 valves. Okay, so we have an aortic valve, so we must have a aorta. Good. And we also have a septum. And I think that is it. I think those are all the parts of the heart. So now that we have our definitions, let's talk about how it works. All right. We are going to draw a heart. All right. We have a person. This person is not happy because they have oxygen poor blood. All right, so he has got to get blood. And blood traveling to the heart, run through what?
Veins.
Run through veins. When veins go to the heart, they don't need to go through a valve. They can go straight to the heart. So which veins do you think they're going to travel? We have 4 to choose from.
Superior.
The superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava are going to travel from the body to the heart, straight to the heart. Superior and inferior vena cava. Okay? All right. Now, the blood enters the heart. The heart has 4 chambers. So let's divide our heart into 4 chambers. I might have forgotten the chambers. Okay, the upper chamber is called the what?
Atrium.
The atrium. I don't have that on here. A-T-R, okay? The upper chamber is called the atrium. The lower chamber
Ventricle.
are called the ventricles. Okay, so we have a right atrium and a left atrium. We have a right ventricle and we have a left ventricle. So the blood enters through the
Superior.
right atrium. It has to get down, it goes down to the right ventricle. It can't get through to the ventricle without going through a valve. It has to pass through a valve. So it's going to go through the tricuspid valve. So we're going to do 3 lines because it's 3, tricuspid. So the blood is going to flow down to the right ventricle. It has to get out to, now it's got to leave the heart. And it's going to pump it out to the lungs. So it has to leave. Can it just leave, or does it have to go through a ventricle? Has to go through a ventricle, right? Only veins can enter the heart without a valve. So it has to leave the heart. Did I say a ventricle? Yes. It has to leave through a valve. So it's going to leave through a valve. It's headed to the lungs. So which valve do you think it's going to leave through?
Right.
Which it's going to leave through the pulmonary valve, pulmonary semilunar valve. So it's going to go through the pulmonary semilunar valve, and now it's leaving. So what highway is it going to travel on? Veins or arteries?
Arteries.
Arteries. So it's going to leave on arteries. What is the name of the arteries that it's going to leave on?
Right pulmonary artery.
Right pulmonary artery, left pulmonary artery. So here's your arteries, and it's going to leave on them. It's headed where?
To the lungs.
To the lungs. Here's our lungs, okay? It's headed to the lungs where it's going to pick up its oxygen, and now it's going to head back to the heart, all right? So if it's traveling back to the heart, what highway is it traveling on? Veins or arteries?
Veins.
Veins, because it's traveling back to the heart. Okay? The blood enters the atrium. So the highway it's traveling on is the veins. What's the name of these veins? Pulmonary. So pulmonary arteries, because it's dealing with the lungs. Pulmonary veins, because it's dealing with the lungs. It's entering the left atrium. The blood doesn't need a valve to enter. It enters straight in, the veins enter straight into the atrium. It has to get to now your left ventricle. Does it have to go through a valve? Yes. It's go through which valve? The bicuspid. All right? And it's pumped down to the left ventricle, where the left ventricle needs to take it to the atrium. So we're just going to draw a big A to remind us of not the atrium, I'm so sorry, the aorta. Now, can it go from the left ventricle to the aorta? Can it just get there?
No.
No, it has to go through a valve. So we're going to draw another valve. What do you think the name of the valve is?
Left aortic valve.
The aortic valve. So the blood is going to be pumped and go through the aortic valve. And it's going to go out of the aortic valve to the body, to the happy person who now has oxygen-rich blood. And that is how the heart works. Thank you.